What can we say? We're live. I know it's not what, oi, this isn't what I wanted. What's going on here? That's, sorry. There we go. So, how are we all today? How are we all today, my lovely people? How is the day treating us? Gosh, that basket is right there in view. Let me just tip that up. Oh, I've got a bubbly nose. I've got 3 comments already. Hello! Only 7 minutes late. Yes. Only 7 minutes late. This is like a record. I've never been less than an hour late before. It's certainly exciting being this on time to my own party. Oh, you just started your lunch break. Excellent. Yeah, that 2-hour time difference is definitely helping things, isn't it? I got really annoyed because I made an order. I tried to make an order on like Wednesday and I was hoping it would be here by Friday because I paid for express shipping. But when I spoke to them, they were like, oh, it's already too late in the day for it to be out. Oh, thanks. It's my pajama top. It's my jammies. Anyway, I got a link today saying that it will be on tomorrow. It'll be on the way tomorrow. So fingers, you know. Far out. Okay. Sorry, I'm not. What did I buy? I got my prescription. I had to order my prescription from over East, and it's arriving, which is very exciting. Very exciting. Sorry, I got distracted by the tickety top comments again. That video. I am glad, but yeah, still no response from the project. Flippin' heck. Oh, sorry. You're juggling things to get set up for the stream. You don't have to get. Oh, don't freak out. Don't worry. I haven't gone live on TikTok yet. I will though. I will. Sorry, but I did want to get. You need your laptop open. That's okay. I'm in bed. I am going to. What do we reckon about watching the latest JW broadcast? Because that's what I was thinking about doing today. Just as something a little bit more low key, a little bit different, you know? What do we reckon about that? Why do I keep zooming in? Do we need the bingo card again? Yes. Oh, it's chat to try and not on mobile. Fair enough. No worries. Do we need the bingo card again? I reckon we do. We do what takes our whimsy. Yeah. Let's make a bingo card first together because I think that was the part that we missed out on last time. We didn't get the fun of making. I mean, Kim did a brilliant job with the bingo card. Kim did a fabulous job with the bingo card. No complaints whatsoever. But no, I can do the bingo card. I can do the bingo card. You don't have to do the bingo card. I can do the bingo card. But yeah, I reckon we design it together as a group. Because we left it all on poor Kim last time. He did a fabulous job. But I do feel like we can do it together. Bingo card. Generator. Bingo card. Bingo card maker. There's a list of things in the Discord. Okay. Let's go figure out. Ooh, I don't want Stars and Stripes theme. Definitely not. What theme do we want? Oh, I know, you can hear the kiddos playing, can't you? Hi, kiddos. Emery and Belle both say hi. Malachi, Charlotte, Belle and Emery both say hi. Don't come into the camera. They both said hi. All right. Where is the list of things on the Discord? General? Where is it? Bless. Oh, far out. Hello. Tell Belle how good I am with kids because you didn't explain in the group chat. Oh, no, I didn't. You're right. No, Emery is very good with kids. Emery in particular was very good with my kids. Absolutely. They got them off the TV. Daddy got them off the TV without even needing to try. It was great. Hi. Yes, 2 days, 2 streams. Spoiling yous all. Just because I love ya. I am going to get the TikTok going as well in a second. I haven't yet because we're just M-Daddy things. Yep. Got thingy at 1 p.m. It's 12 over there at the moment, isn't it? I got to try and keep my timing right for my poor Melbourneites. Here we go. It's under reminder for lives. Oh, under reminder for lives. Hello. How on earth have you? You've made so many. Look at you guys. Far out. Core Victorians. My meeting at 12 got moved to 3 p.m. because I forgot. Is that like how my meeting? Is that how like my meeting at 12 got moved to next week because I forgot? Okay, now you're set up. Okay, now we can move ahead. Everything's all set up. All right. So we're going to get our bingo card going. Let's get the bingo card going. Template. All right. Let's do we want a free space in our bingo square, guys? Or do we want to have a doxer? No doxing. Yeah. Oh, they forgot about you. Oh, that is bullshit. I hate when people forget about you. That's not cool. See, I mean, I forget about other people. Not gonna lie. So Canva has got a bingo card generator. Here we go. Bingo. Villager bingo. What do we call it? Propaganda bingo. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm begging you, let me set up OBS. Okay. I did download OBS. I did download it. Yeah. I do. Oh. Up on border until I get a house down south in the big smoke. Yeah. You should try and pop down here for a quickie. Come on, just a quick 10-hour road trip. Oh, I'm going to share this page. I'm going to share my screen with you all so that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, just super quick. So I'm going to share my page with you all. Ooh. Here we go. Just get that out the way because I don't need that. 2 streams in 2 days because I am the best. Void a JW bingo. All right. Yeah. Bullshit. Bullshit. All right. And now I'm going to just zoom in a bit so you guys can all see. So Voider, JW bingo. And we can have other bingos. I don't know. Maybe I'll put JW on its own line. Voiders, JW, bingo. Hallelujah. I know this is like really annoying watching me just fiddle around with this, but you know. Isn't this what you all signed up for, honestly? Is this not what we all wanted? Deep down? I feel like it is. I feel like deep down everyone really just wanted to watch me fiddle around on my computer for hours and hours and hours on end. Voiders JW bingo. How's that? How's that? Oh, you couldn't find an appropriate Minotaur emoji. Maybe I'll create one. We have to have a void vote and a garlic bread one. Yes. Oh, cheeky Minotaur showing ankle. Oh. Yeah, send it on through, Belle. That's it. Well, you know, that's what we're for. Help out the comrades. Help out the friends. Emery is an artist. There is no questions about that. They have some amazing art. I feel like I want to put the JW logo on here. Should we do that? Should I put the JW logo on here? I'm just going to quickly find JW logo. I want to put the JW logo on there. Copy image. Here we go. Oh, I hate when I do this to myself. Oh! There isn't a hole anywhere in your shire. What? Yes to logo. Okay, excellent. I'm glad everyone's on board. I just felt like the logo was just so much more fitting, you know? Voiders JW bingo. Hallelujah. Can you hear my kids singing in the background when I sing? There is one in the rural city. Yeah, beautiful song. All right. So now I'm going to get the ones from off The Light Gets Brighter. Writer. Spell properly, Tamara. Dictionary or defining, I'm going to say defining basic terms to sound smarter. No, include spelling. Creativities. Oh, include spelling creativities, yes. So one thing to bear in mind with JW halls is that oftentimes, for example, in Margaret River, before they built their own hall a few years ago, they met at the local high school. So they won't always have a kingdom hall as such, but that doesn't mean there isn't a congregation in your area. They are very sneaky. They are sneaky little creatures, the JWs. Church and state so separated. They will have a phone number that you can call for your local congregation. They won't necessarily have where it's meeting, but they will have a number you can call to find out. Is this because you want to go and like get some more? You want to go get some more tips for our bingo? Is that why? Oh yeah. So resurrection porn. We're putting resurrection porn on there. Resurrection porn. Porn. Prom. Oh. There we go. Prawn. Prawn. Sold turnips for a fortune. Corn. Resurrection corn. Maybe I'll put corn on there. To honor the misspelling while also making sure people understand what it is. Because if I say resurrection prom or prawn, people might not nope. We do one night we have to actually sit down and just go through and figure out the OBS and everything. Like we do. That has to be a thing that happens just so we can get this thing looking decent. Coded rainbow hate. Coded rainbow hate. I was going to say as well, we're going to have a video clip. What do we call it? Music video. Awkward music video. I feel like awkward music video. It's not really just a music video, it's an awkward music video. You know? We're going to reminders to be humble. Reminders to be humble is a big one. 90s trash god rock. Yeah. Friend story. Yep. Friend of a friend. Okay, let's have no sources for wild claims. No sources for wild claims. I need beards, colonizers. Yeah. Promoting. I love the fact that you guys have seen like 3 of these and you already know all of the shit that's going to happen in every single fucking one because they're so repetitive. And they're so repetitive. They're so repetitive. Beards. Someone's got a beard. Someone has a beard. That one's only a new one that can only go on there because they've recently changed it. But I do feel like they changed it because someone really wanted a beard. Someone really fucking wanted a beard, you know? What else have we got? What else have we got on here? Definitions, repetition, resurrection. There's a circuit assembly soon. Yeah, I know. They just had the ladies in pants. I don't know if we're actually going to see any ladies in pants. I think that's going to be I went down a rabbit hole last night and found a family's church statement of faith, and most of it is what you expect, and all the points of like 5+ verses as sources for the statement of faith. And then tacked on the end is all about man being made for women and marriage being the only time you can have sex, and all the queer baiting, queer phobic shit. 0 verse references. Yep. They can't even reference their own scripture to back up their own. This is why they can wear beards now, because they couldn't use the scriptures to back up their own doctrine. I have been tempted to go to the circuit assembly now that I am all tatted up and like, pierced. I'd like to go with a date, go with a femme date to a circuit assembly. Badly used Bible quotes. Badly used. Joined a fishing tourney. You can fem up real good. Always suddenly so willing to go fem when I need a date to anything, Emery. Stop flirting with me. Stop flirting with me. Oh, surrounded by pussy. I know I just want to brag on my behalf for my self-esteem. Hey, absolutely, and yet being in a queer relationship with the prodigal child, being myself, that would be very antagonistic to the entire congregation. Also, Belle can get you back into the chat. I see. No, the only reason I clicked on it, I'm not even kidding. The only reason I clicked on it was because you said you didn't say it in the chat, and I was like, when was I supposed to say it in the chat? And now I'm looking and realizing. See, I have missed all of these messages. I have missed all of these messages. Alrighty. Sure. Yeah. I particularly meat like the football. I feel like meat has to go on our bingo card just because it comes every single time. I saw that. Surrounded by pussy. I do like that. Planted every type of fruit. I feel like I need to. I want one of these just for my, just for my farm, just for my farming practices. Do you know that JW website is now popping up on my most visited websites because of this shit? Just saying, guys. Just saying. I do not want it to be on my most, what do you call it? On my most viewed websites, but it is. Also, like, share, subscribe, do all the things I remind you guys to do. The April broadcasting is out, but we still haven't done marches. So we're going to do marches broadcasting. We're going to do the March broadcast. And on the 1st of May, we'll do the next broadcast. A twofer. I suppose we could do a twofer if we get through it quickly enough, but you've met me, so that's unlikely. I'm now the most womanly lesbian you've ever met. Yeah. Well, whose box is that? We all turn up when you tell us to. That is true. We put the call out and everyone comes running. All right, I'm going to put the TikTok live on now, but remind me, I'm ignoring the TikTok live. Really, the main reason I'm going live right now, sorry. The only problem, whenever you do this, whenever you go semi-viral, you end up getting inundated with people messaging you looking for help as well. That's the other downside. Sorry, I've actually got a couple I've been reached out to. Okay. I hear no safe words, so I'm going to keep going as I was. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yes, absolutely. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. But I've had a couple of different like local councillors from different councils around the country reaching out to me, asking what kind of things that we've been doing that they might be able to do to also help with the housing crisis locally. So I'm actually going to, I think I might have to start putting some of them up on the website, like some of the things up on the like organize a website where I can put some of the projects and stuff that we've been working on, just as a resource. Yeah, Centre Square should be something that is a give me. There's a gimme. Yeah, absolutely. Can I ask what it is about the Greens that you have an issue with? I'm a Green supporter, but I also understand the importance of calling out problems. So I just want more insight into the issues of the Greens. Sorry to hassle you. Okay. Uh, mainly, what? That's it. Yeah, that would be a gimme. Jehovah is good in the Centre Square. Okay, they aren't left for every problem with the Greens. Yeah, every problem with the Greens. Okay, so the free space is going to be blessings come from Jehovah. Blessings from Jah. Good things happen, it's the truth. When good things happen, it's the truth. Bad thing equals Satan. Santa? Bad thing equals Satan. Your J boy. Your J boy. I feel like got stung by wasps. I feel like we should have Santa, yeah. Natural disaster. Or no, what about God's people equal love? Like, getting stung by wasps could be a JW thing. Tried to kick out a resident is also a JW thing. Kicking out all the Bethel residents who spent all of their many, many years serving the organisation for no money and no pay. Women, something. Women, something. Yeah. Or what about women knowing their place? Save someone from fleas. I feel like that's me whenever I save people from the JWs. Guilt. Guilt. Yeah. We're up to we've got how many have we got left to do? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Shame it took so long from Perth to Albany. It's all right. The rest of the way wasn't so bad. Off topic, I have to monitor the media for my role and listened to a stream where someone said that we have an extreme left wing government in Victoria. Hang on a sec. Sorry. I'm. Did you left wing the government in Victoria? Isn't 5G going to cook us all? I mean, it's already cooked my brain. It's already cooked my fucking brain. Calling them out is an attempt to keep them to the left and honest. It's not reward. But it's got to be done. Far flipping out. Far flipping out. Okay. All right. We're doing the live. We're going live on here. Let's talk. It actually just says squatting instead of squatting. It says squatting. Squatting. Anyway, laugh my ass off. Science. Okay, what are we doing? They're on the other end of the wavelength spectrum. They're the opposite to X-rays. I don't know if they are the opposite to X-rays. I feel like they're infecting me with gammas the same way that the same way X-rays do. They're definitely infecting my brain with something. They're definitely infecting my brain with something, that's for sure. Squatting? Squatting? What was you? Oh, you injected me with mortisms. Are we going to go halt from the gammas? Hopefully. Then we can actually take down the government. Let's go Hulk. All right. I need a couple more. I'm going to have a quick look. I'm going to have a quick look at their website just to get some inspiration. I know. Here we go. God. Or JW's only source of truth. Because, cults never say that shit. Cults never say that shit. So now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only got 8 more to find. 8 more to find. What about what about attending a meeting? What about attend your local meeting? Attend meetings. They always go on about that. They have stopped because of the panini. They did stop because of the panini, but I'm guessing, like most organizations, they probably think that the panini is over now. What can I say? I got slaps on the mind. Yeah. Disaster corn. Yeah. Disaster corn. What else have we got? Give money. Oh, that needs to go in the free square. The free square. Give money. Planted a money tree. That's there'll be like a check-in with the worldwide work check-in, which is basically like showing you how we spent your money. Hello, welcome to TikToks. Come over to the where are we? Twitches. Come over to the Twitches. Prodigals. Yes. I have a big drink of water. Okay, let me turn the camera off for a second while the kids walk through. Go, darling. Camera's just off while the kids walk through. Will prodigals make an appearance? I think it's better. We might as well put it on there anyway. The prodigal returns. Took forever to terraform. Hello. We're just blocking the camera while my kids are coming through, guys, walking in the background. Don't mind me. I think prodigals will always make it, but I also feel like, what else are we going to have? Okay, good job. Camera back on. I'm just going to turn that because I just realised that little walkway he's walking through is, there we go. It's still in the shot. Still in the shot. Got to protect the kitties. Banana time. Again, that was mission. Banana time? Do we need a banana time? Oh, yeah. Look how good we are. Look how amazing we are. Facilities that they build using all of our money. All of our money. Oh, you got a banana. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. I was like, I can put bananas on here. I don't know how well that's going to work, though. I don't know how that's going to work, how well it's going to work. So we've only got 2 more to go. These are coming in. Designed an original pattern. Oh no, that's a new one. That would be new. What about like exciting announcement? General bigotry. Definitely does. You ate it the most ridiculous way possible from the middle. From the middle. That's the only way to eat a banana. Yes. Legend.
We did get a little bit of blood on the couch. I just drank it upside down. It's gone.
High five. That is amazing, buddy. Good work. Oh, the new personality. Yep, Inside Out, the new personality. They haven't gone on about the new personality a lot recently. Ran into a ghost and bought fake heart. Good job. I know he got through the hiccups. What's the topic here? Well, right now we're actually like, share, subscribe, do all the things I'm supposed to ask you to do, guys. But right now we are figuring out what we're going to have on our bingo page because we are watching some religious propaganda and we're going to do some bingos. We're going to watch some religious propaganda and do some bingos. So we're working out the bingo over on the Twitch. Everyone is together deciding what the bingos are going to be. Also on the YouTubes. If you don't have Twitch and you prefer to watch on YouTube, both of those. We're deciding what our circles are going to be. We've only got 2 left. We've only got 2 left, guys. What's the last 2 going to be? What's the last 2 going to be? I nearly put bananas on there just as a gag, but what about like? I reckon we should do some fortune telling, like some future gazing. Future gazing. They're going to do some like we can tell the future because we have the Bible. One more. Self-awareness. Yeah, that's never going to happen. We're never going to get that fucking square. When I used to be at work, I used to eat bananas, but looking directly at Malcolm was eating them. I love that shit. The amount of times I've been like pulled up at the lights or something, eating an ice cream and turned over to see like a group of young men in the car all staring at me and just wanted to like shove the whole thing all over my face just to piss them off. Apocalypse. Did we already have the apocalypse in here? Did we not have the apocalypse in here already? We've got resurrection corn. We don't have the apocalypse. We do not have the Great Tribulation in here. I cannot believe we don't have the Great Tribulation in here. Which is, by the way, what the JWs call the Armageddon, the lead up to Armageddon. It's the Great Tribulation. How poetic does that sound? Great Tribulation. It just sounds, hello, welcome. Filleting about. We're over on the Twitch and the YouTube talking about like all sorts of things, including like filleting bananas, apparently. How about that psychotic preacher Trump has with the blonde hair? Well, Plaster Player Swagger, thanks for joining us. Yes, I replied to your message. I hope you got it. Yeah, we're over on the Twitch/YouTube coming up with some very funny terms with which to cause bingo while watching this video. So you always choose your male gaze besties to do it to trust them. I was reporting staff meetings for it. They sounded mad. He's eating a banana while staring directly at me. It's making me feel really uncomfortable. Can you imagine being the HR rep in that meeting, just being like, I don't know how to tell him that he's not allowed to eat bananas. What do you fucking say to that? Oh, thank you so much, Shrek. Hello. Thank you for the gifties. I appreciate it. Feel free to come join us over on the Twitch. The Twitch / where are we? Twitch / YouTube's Tribulation Bay. For our bingo. We're getting ready to start with our bingo. All right. Now. Whoops. Get rid of that. Now, I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit more. There we go. So we can see it. Tag 3 players. Ooh. Yeah, you get the screen visuals of the bingo over here. That's true. Over on yeah.
Did you put the rubbish out this morning?
No, it doesn't need to go out, baby.
What is that?
The rubbish is being collected, but we don't have enough rubbish in the bin for it to go out. It's the rubbish bin. It's the rubbish truck. Yeah, we don't have enough rubbish for it to go out. Our rubbish only gets collected once a fortnight, and I never fill it. Happy Friday! Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I never have enough rubbish to fill the rubbish truck, so I only ever put it out like once a month. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's only one bag of rubbish in there right now, and I'm like, there's not enough. It's enough to bother putting it out for the truck. Oh, I know. Shop supervisor was like, what the fuck, shut up. You cannot be abused as a man when another man eats a banana at you. Did I see the update from Geordie, who was on the project with renting and houses? Are you talking about Purple Pingers, Geordie? I haven't, no, but I missed his call yesterday. He's going to try and call me again today. We have to have a catch up. What? The legs? Yeah, I have to have a catch up with Geordie because Geordie, Purple Pingers, Geordie is actually he's actually a pretty great guy. He reached out to me, and that's one of the things he said to me as well was that, it kind of frustrates him a bit that he keeps getting called onto places like the project and Q&A to talk about this when there are people out there with lived experience who can talk on it who aren't. So that's one of the reasons that he reached out to me, because he knows I've got lived experience and just, yeah, so... my store creates a lot of bin shit that needs clearing on the reg. Yeah, and one of the big issues that we've had with waste removal for clients, for people who are at risk of losing their tenancies, is the waste that medical care produces. So we actually have to get a secondary bin for a lot of people purely for their medical waste provided by the council in order for them to be able to have adequate space to remove their medical waste. Like, it's just, anywho, what? The government got in touch with him and mentioned the establishment of a task force. Far out. I'm going to have to talk to him about that, because if the government is seriously talking about a task force... See, this is what pisses me off as well. Fantastic. Yeah, no, Purple Pingers is ace. But this is what pisses me off as well. Yeah, tell Geordie that some of us want him to steal the Guardian purple dog on a shirt. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it probably is a panic thing. But this is what frustrates the shit out of me, because I've been working, and this is what people don't get as well, okay? I'm not just on this app ranting about this. I'm working in the community trying to support people who are actively dealing with homelessness and housing insecurity. And I'm also working on policy and going to the government and trying to get them to make changes. So far, we've managed to get private organisations to donate some money down to our region to try and help with the crisis. But we've only managed to get the state government, to agree to build 4 new homes for a region that has over 1,000 people in insecure housing, over 1,000 people on the wait list for houses down here, and over 130 families all currently sleeping rough. And we can't get the state government to agree to send us like fucking anything. Like, it annoys the shit out of me, because we're on the ground down here begging for support, begging for them to sorry, I'm not gonna... Oh no, come back, Belle. Don't leave me. Yeah. That's the concept Imani was talking about, the pressure valve. Yeah. Yep. We need a task force so they can ignore the reporting back and not solve the problems. Exactly. How many different groups have we had looking into this problem? This has been a problem going on now for 40 years. We know what the issues are. The government, this is the thing that people need to understand as well. While the bank has the responsibility of creating money, of creating capital, and that the best way they have to do that, the most secure way they have to do that is through Australian mortgages, what that fundamentally means is that our entire economy is backed by the idea that housing prices are going to continue going up and that those mortgages are secure and that they will be paid back. Doing anything to undermine that structure puts our entire economy at risk. Now, I'm all for that. I don't give a shit. Crash the entire fucking thing. It's going to go at some point because we've built it on top of a house of cards. It is going to crumble under the sand at some point. Better it happens sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, the government doesn't want it happening on their watch, and so they're going to keep band-aiding and propping up the system as long as they can, because while they want the system to collapse on somebody else's watch, really. But it could just not collapse if we, instead of putting people's comfortable retirement and people's access to an adequate standard of living, if we stop putting those on the same scales and pretending that they were the same value, if we actually addressed the issue and said, you know what, this entire generation of people now has accepted, like, talking to me about your retirement, are you fucking kidding? I'm never going to fucking retire. I am never going to have the option to retire because of the system, the way it's been set up. And you want me to prioritize your access to a comfortable retirement over my community's access to life-saving shelter. The people that I'm dealing with on a daily basis who are at risk of dying, who have health conditions being brought on by their insecure housing, who are having massive issues that flow-on effects of insecure housing, including issues with education, issues with access to adequate food. Like, you want me to put those people and their well-being on the same level as your comfortable retirement. Like, you can't say we have to balance the scales if you're putting someone's life on the opposite side as someone's profit. Like, fuck off. No. Sorry, I'm so sweating now. I'm sweating. Oh. Yeah, Airbnb is killing the rental market. Inheritance tax is one of the answers. Absolutely is a major, major answer. Another one is 100%. The government can choose just to take back the empty houses. The government can absolutely choose. Like, adverse possession also applies to the government. You know, squatters' rights, the government can actually say, actually, you're not using that property. We can put it to better use. They do it all the time when they're trying to put in new roads. If you live in a house and they want to put a highway through there, they get to tell you that the needs of the community supersede yours. Here's a cash apology. Sorry about that. We're taking your home and we're building a highway through it. Like, they have the ability to do that, and they do it all of the fucking time. All of the fucking time. So why aren't they doing it now? Because it serves them better not to. And this is what frustrated me as well when the project said we should be addressing this issue through policy. As soon as we get the property developers out of like the pockets of the government, as soon as we get them stop donating to both major players' political campaign, as soon as they stop prioritising the needs of their donors and their rich mates over the needs of everyday Australians, then they might actually have an incentive to do something about it. Right now they don't, and so they're not going to. It's as simple as that. They are not going to do anything about addressing this issue because they have no incentive to. And so we as a community have to find ways around it because the government don't give a fuck. They do not give a fuck. Simple as that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love my passion too. It gets me out of bed in the morning. Well, Emery gets me out of bed in the morning, but you know. Yeah, exactly. If they wanted housing sorted tomorrow, they'd have done it already. They started at last election, but we know that the Labor fools don't have a solution beyond lining their own pockets as we descend into catastrophe. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And the problem with it is the Greens, who don't take money from developers, who don't take money from investors, who can ostensibly just represent the will of the people, are still too scared to do so because of the political landscape we have right now, where everyone keeps trying to say that profits and lives have to be measured equally. Like, this is the system we live in, and the Greens are playing that game. This is what frustrates me. Like, if Max Chandler Mathers stood there and said, no, fuck your profit, fuck your retirement. We have an entire generation of people right now who are never going to retire because they can't even get into a fucking house, let alone look at retiring. I don't give a fuck if you never retire. You clearly don't give a fuck if nobody else ever gets to retire. You don't give a fuck if they even get to eat 3 square meals a day. So why should we give a fuck about your retirement? But you're never going to get any of them up there saying that. And that's fundamentally my problem with the Greens. Because while they don't have to rely on donors, they still do continue to toe this, you know, respectability politics line And they act as though they still have to appeal to donors, as though they have people who, you know, if we're speak too strongly on this, we're going to lose funding. Like, your funding comes from the people who are literally starving. Like, have fun in a bit, comrades. Be back. Okay, no worries. That's Kim. Oh, yes, damn right you do. I know. If you own more than one house, you don't get a vote in solving the problem. Yes, if you own more than one house, you don't get a say in how we solve the housing crisis. If you own more than one property, you do not get a say in how we solve this crisis. You can go fuck yourself. You can go fuck yourself. You own a property. Fuck off. Don't fucking care. You don't get a say. Thank you. I think more of us need to have this attitude, because I think the more that they can see that we literally don't give a fuck anymore, we're at that point where we're sick and tired of hearing about how this is affecting the well-to-do, they will actually be forced to act. Because at the moment, this is what they keep forgetting as well. The social safety net isn't about protecting us. Okay, the social safety net, they don't give a fuck if we live or die. The social safety net was put in place so that we wouldn't go all French on their asses and take what they were hoarding. We don't need to take what they're hoarding, because they give us a little bit to keep us calm and even keeled and to keep us happy. But when they stop and they start withdrawing that support and we start realizing how shit things are, that's when we go knocking on their doors and we try the French solution again. So while they're playing austerity politics and telling us that there's nothing that they can do, they need to remember that austerity politics is what leads to French solutions. And that if they want us not to come knocking on their doors, none bread, only circus. Yeah, exactly. None bread, only circus. Anything under capitalism isn't a solution to capitalism. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh. So yes, we need to stop with the austerity politics. We need to put more money into social services, and we need to stop with this fucking, give a shit if you're a landlord or a demand pro investor. I don't care what your excuse is for owning 2 properties. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, Licky. I apologize. My swearing is so on point today. I'm just getting I've only been live for an hour and I'm already sweating. We're having a good day. We're having a good day. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe and do all the things we're supposed to ask you to do. All right, bingo. Bingo. It's fantastic. More, please. I need to put deodorant on if I'm going to keep ranting like this. Oh, I just can't stop, though. I can't stop. It just frustrates me so much, especially when, like, this is the thing people don't get as well. People go, okay, you're just one example. But I work in this field. I'm working every day with people who are at risk of losing their homes, or who are sleeping rough, who are living rough, who are homeless, who are couch surfing. Like, I've got one family that I'm working with who, you know, auntie is needing to go into care. Like, other auntie has taken on care of the kids because mum and dad have both had to go to prison for stupid reasons, fucking stupid reasons. Like, particularly mum, I have no fucking idea why. Anyway, whatever. Like, just our legal system is cooked. Uncle is homeless and has been long-term homeless and is couch surfing. Like, there's one house that they've all kind of been coming and going from, and they're being told that they can't do that because it's overcrowding. And it's like, it's not overcrowding because they're not, like, half of them aren't there. But they can't stay in that house and they have to go and find somewhere else to live. In this market, when you've got 2 old ladies taking care of 2 young kids, and like, the uncle who comes and stays with them sometimes, it comes and couch surfs with them sometimes. And it's just like, what are we supposed to do? Like, you're going to kick these people out of this house. Where are they supposed to go? Like, what are they supposed to do? And they're being kicked out because of overcrowding, because there are too many people staying in the house. Like, can the fact that landlords can tell you that there are too many people staying in that house and so you can't stay there anymore, you have to leave, like, that's grounds for eviction in this economy. It makes me want to explode. It makes me want to explode. Jack Clearwater, I need to explain something to you so that you don't sound completely ignorant the next time you go and speak to somebody. The right of adverse possession, or squatters' rights, if you pull at that thread, suddenly the Crown doesn't have the right to issue titles. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and you cannot possess land. And so the Crown issues a title that you can then possess, which gives you the right to own that land. The law, the basis for that law is the same basis that gives you the right, squatters' rights, adverse possession. So you pulled that thread too much and suddenly no one gets to own property and we're all squatters. This is what people who complain about this shit don't understand. You don't understand the very principles of the legal system And so therefore you can't understand what it's doing when it's doing this push and pull thing. Jack Clearwater, that is not how adverse possession works. And this is why we're creating a how-to guide for people on squatting to help them to understand how to do it successfully. Of course, they can tell you that it's their property. If it's government property, there's an issue. Brian Harris, are you kidding me? Department of Housing constantly kicks people out for overcrowding. Overcrowding is a huge reason that people are getting evicted. Overcrowding because they're taking in other people so that they don't end out on the street homeless. What do you mean that's fair? If I'm paying you an agreed market rate for the use of your property, why do you then get to determine what I get to do inside that property? If I'm not doing anything illegal, I'm giving shelter to people who are unhoused, and you think it's fair that you should be able to kick them out because you just think that there's too many people living in that property. Like, who gets to say? And this is exactly why we, again, cannot ignore the intersection that race plays in this situation, because overcrowding is more than 4 people living in a house by white standards. But in the Indigenous community, it is very common to have multiple generations living together. In a lot of migrant communities also have the same, lots of generations living together. And yet we still create these guidelines and restrictions around housing that mean that they're not allowed to do that and remain safely and securely in a home. Oh my goodness, this is the problem with all of you all. The owner gets to say, you're paying for an agreed rate with an agreed term. That's how rent works. This is why landlords should all go get fucked and fuck themselves. You are not providing anything. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't understand the way that basic economics works in our system, right? For anyone who doesn't understand the way that it works, the bank issues the money, right? The government has handed over the right to issue money, to create money over to the banks. The banks create money by issuing loans. That money isn't real until it starts getting paid back. When you buy a property as an investor and stick a tenant in there, it's the tenant paying the money back who's creating the value in the economy. The landlord doesn't create any value. The landlord doesn't do any benefit for anyone, not for the economy, not for society, not for individuals. Landlords create nothing. Landlords give us nothing. It is the tenant who is creating wealth and value. Okay, it's the individuals who are dwelling in the properties that are using them for the correct reason, like to keep them valuable, to keep the value. Most of the time when we talk about things like adverse possession, if you want to try and circumvent adverse possession, here's a few things you can do as a property owner. Keep it well maintained so that it can be rented out constantly. Don't buy a property unless you know you also have the funds to maintain it. Ensure that if you are going to, the other thing you can do is if you buy a property that isn't in a good standard, but you know that you don't want to live in that property, live in the property yourself, first of all, or pay someone to live in the property for you while you're fixing it up so you don't have to deal with squatters. There's just a few quick suggestions off the top of my head for ways you can avoid dealing with squatters without being a fucking dickhead. There's just a few off the top of my fucking head. Yes, sweetheart. Sorry, sweetheart. I'll try. Just some people are being really fucking stupid on the internet. I'll try. Okay, I'll try. I'll be a bit more quiet. Yeah. Agreed terms at the beginning of the tenancy. Right. Okay. Yeah. As if there isn't a massive power discrepancy between the person who doesn't have shelter and needs it and the person who has access to shelter and can deny it to you for any reason they deem necessary. Any reason they want to, they can deny you shelter. There's not a massive power discrepancy there at play. We just ignored that and say, but you agreed to the terms. Like, you do the same thing, wouldn't you, if someone had been like sex trafficked? You go, well, you agreed to the terms, American passport to come over here and be sex trafficked. Like, exactly. Land leeches. Landlords are leeches and they provide no benefit to society at all. Yes. Parasites. Yep. So then we're back. We're back at the bingo. I just had to rant. I had to rant so hard. I had a couple of landlords in there and they needed to be schooled hard. Because this is the thing too, people don't understand. Like, when I left high school, my first job was a property manager when I left high school. I have been in this business since the day I graduated high school at all different levels. I understand this system inside and out. My dad is a developer and a property manager and a real estate agent. Like, my granddad was a fucking real estate agent. Like, I know. Yeah, Nepo baby. I went into real estate because my entire family had been in real estate for 3 generations. on my dad's side of the family. Sorry, I'll try and stop swearing. Sorry. But yes, but very quickly, and like being in that job, I realized very quickly, it was actually a very, very clear indication to me that housing was not about the people living in the houses, because 90% of my job was being yelled at landlords and then turning around and harassing the tenants to get the landlord's way. Yeah, be less rude on the internet, bad example. But the point is if you're paying attention, if you are in any way affiliated with the property market, with the housing industry, and you don't see how obviously detrimental it is to people, you are being willfully ignorant. You're being willfully ignorant. At 17, I left school and went to work at a real estate agency as a property manager, and I couldn't last. Like, I think I was there for 2 years and I went, no, this is shit. This is shit. Like, I had people bawling their eyes out crying because we couldn't get properties. Like, we were going through another housing crisis at the time then as well, back in 2007. Fuck, I'm showing my age now. Absolutely, Alice. You could cut the landlord out of the equation and nothing would change. As I literally, yes, swear jar. Literally, as I was literally explaining before, banks create money by issuing loans. The tenant is paying back that loan. They're the ones creating the value. The landlord is creating nothing in this situation. The landlord creates nothing except a fail safe for the banks. Like, all it is again, and what landlords specifically do and why the banks depend on them so much is all it's doing is like filling up that balloon more and more and more, inflating the property market more and more and more and more. And that is, again, in turn, helping to grow our economy. But it's going to burst because it's impossible for it to keep growing exponentially forever. Impossible hamster. Look up the impossible hamster. Hello. If landlords did not buy houses, where do people rent? Funnily enough, there are actually government housing, community housing, social housing. All of these programs have been getting more and more money taken out of them. They've been getting more and more deflated in order to try and prop up the private housing market. If people need transient homes in between when they're trying to find something more permanent to live, then that should be something that socially we provide rather than having it privatized in a private market. Because it's a monopoly. The private housing market is a monopoly. There is no other option. You don't have the option to go and apply for social housing. You don't have the option to go and apply for government housing because it's so restrictive. You have to be in such a small category and have such a limited amount of income in order to qualify for those houses that it's now meant that most of us have to rely on the private market, which has made the private market a monopoly. But the government aren't going to buy houses for everyone. This is the thing that people don't seem to understand. We're not talking about a new policy. This is what used to happen. 40 years ago, before the Howard government came in and decided that they were going to use the housing market to back our entire economy, that was the standard. Private housing was one option of many, including social housing, government housing, community housing. Now we have removed all the other options so that your only option is private housing in order to prop up the private housing market. We're talking about going back to the way it used to be, unfucking up the system that we fucked up. Yeah, we're $70 a week over the threshold, so we're sleeping in our car. Yep, absolutely. A government that drove up inflation. No, it's the bank. Okay, the government doesn't print money. The banks issue money by issuing loans, which then become real money when those loans being paid back. So the bank dropped the interest rates down to zero to promote growth because they didn't want the economy to slow throughout COVID. So they dropped the interest rates down to zero to try and help increase purchasing power. So we've got a lot of small-time investors purchasing up big. Because the other thing that happened during COVID was that all of the people who had, in my sort of work, our work was all stopped. The casualisation of our work gotten so bad, and it still has really, that the casualisation of our work meant that us as first home buyers couldn't apply for those mortgages. We couldn't get home loans during COVID. I could not get a home loan during COVID. Those home loans, the zero rent interest home loans, went to the small time investors who over leveraged themselves because the bank was trying on their backs to prop up the economy and keep the economy flowing so we didn't stall the way so many others did during COVID. So yes, the inflationary period we're experiencing is created by the banks, because they were trying to keep the housing market growing during a time when it should naturally have slowed down. So by trying to keep blowing up this balloon, because they're overinflating it, artificially inflating it, that's what has now caused this. Like, it's really frustrating when you can understand the ins and outs of it all on so many different levels, and you find yourself having to have the same conversations over and over and over again with people, because it's like, it sounds so much more complicated than it is, you know? I actually have done the numbers for anyone who is wondering, and for $7 billion, we could fix our housing crisis. For $7 billion, for less than it is costing us for 1 year of AUKUS, for less than it is costing our economy for 1 year of AUKUS, we could fix the housing crisis. But it would result in destroying our economy, because our economy is backed by our housing crisis, by our mortgage. So there is no government incentive to do it, and so they're not going to, which is why the community are coming together and finding alternative solutions. And if you as small-time investors are not happy, then like I said, make sure you don't purchase a property unless you have the money to upkeep it and maintain it. If you're going to purchase a property and you're not going to be the one living in it, make sure that it's at a livable, rentable standard immediately when you buy it. If it's not, then pay someone to live in it until you can get it up to a livable, rentable standard. Those are the things you can do to avoid dealing with squatters right now, because you know what happens? We were calling on the government to put in rent caps for prices at grocery stores, because 69% of grocery store inflation is directly caused by greedflation. They're posting massive, massive net profits. We know that they're doing this on purpose. We called for the government to introduce price caps, and what did they do? They introduced legislation meaning that you can now get jail time. You can now be sentenced to prison time for stealing food from Coles and Woolworths. They did that instead of introducing price caps. So when they laugh and go, shouldn't we be addressing this through policy? The policy is going to be to close the loopholes that don't allow us to use squatters' rights anymore. The policy will be to close the gaps that allow us to go free camping and free sites, so that we don't have to rely on private tenants. They will try and close the loopholes to prevent us from doing what we do as communities and find ways around these problems. That's their way of addressing it. So we as a community are now coming together and finding solutions, because our government has once again shown us time and time again that they have no interest in fixing this problem. It doesn't matter whether it's Labor or Liberal, neither side, they are both getting kicks back from property developers. They both are very, very highly invested in being strong economic managers. It's part of their political ideology. It's part of their political image, is to be strong economic managers. They don't want to be the ones holding the bag when the economy collapses. And so they're going to continue to ignore the crisis for as long as possible, hoping the other guys are holding the bag when it collapses. It's one of the reasons ScoMo kept giving out all of these, like, you know, the sports rorts and all the money he was giving away to all of his mates, because he doesn't give a shit if the economy collapses, as long as it doesn't happen when he's holding the bag. Same thing that Albo's doing. They're trying to keep the boat chugging along so it doesn't collapse when they're holding the bag. That's all they care about. They don't actually care about addressing the issue. What are you talking about? This is the thing. I work in this industry. I've worked in this space for a very, very long time. I'm working at the moment on a project to try and get $2.5 million together so we can buy some land. We then have got an organisation who are going to build us tiny homes for $50K each, which are going to be be able to fit a family of 4. We've also then talking to a yurt company who are going to be building us stable, like tent-like accommodations for 10 to 15 grand each for people to stay in short time. So at least if people are sleeping rough, they will have somewhere to go that has power, it's safe, it's secure, they've got community around them, the cops aren't going to come and take their stuff away. So that's the project that we're working on at the moment for our region. At the moment, like I said, like I'm looking up at my board right now of all the things I have to do to keep that going, and it's like, the French were onto something. Absolutely, it was the Reserve Bank dropped the interest rates and the banks deferred the interest. No deposit mortgages. Yep, absolutely, no deposit mortgages. Take a breath, hun. No, no. Literally, which colony are we going to send the shoplifters to? That is exactly the joke we were making in the group chat last night. What are they going to do? Our already overfilled jails, the already overfilled prisons from our war on terror, from our war on drugs, and now we're going to have shoplifting, foods of crime, we're going to send people to prison. We're going to have to start hanging people because we're going to run out of rooms in the prison. Absolutely. Landlords don't even get 4% of the value of the property. If you don't get 4% of the value of the property, you're doing something wrong. You need to be on the news, girl. Absolutely. But again, like I said, it all comes down to the same problem, that our economy is backed by our mortgages. And so there is absolutely, the government are not going to do anything about addressing this crisis because they can't. Because they can't. You tell them, Chucky. How do I know you? I know you in real life, don't I? You tell them, Chucky. Milkshake, mate. You use my nickname. I must know you in real life. How do I know you? What would you recommend we invest our attention into politically to see the change? I recommend joining groups within your community on a local community level and start addressing these issues on a local community level. Like, go in, figure out something that you care about, and if it's housing, find a local organization that is trying to help people who are dealing with homelessness and housing, get involved and start giving your efforts towards those local community groups who are doing the work in community. Give up on the political structure. Not because there's no hope there, but because they do not have an interest in actually giving us any real sort of change. They can't. The money is too tied up in property prices continually going up. I hope the project see that my response as well. And I fucking hope we get a response from that bitch, because I just, oof. Yeah. Where are you from? Sounds similar to Canada's housing problem. Unfortunately, this is going to be a problem that you're going to see in most English-speaking Western worlds, like historically Christian-dominated countries, like the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. New Zealand's probably in a better place than the rest of us, because New Zealand require, as a investor, you have to have 20% deposit of the house down. You don't get to have like small deposits and things if you're an investor. You have to have a larger portion of the deposit ready to go. The banks won't lend you as much over there. So it's actually harder for people to become investors over there. So they're a little bit better off than we are here. And it's little policy changes like that, not allowing people who aren't going to be living in the home to get low interest, low deposit home loans. If the home isn't for you to live in, no, you have to pay top interest rates. You have to pay the full deposit. You don't get in any of those easy, simple things that make it easy to enter the home. Like, simple things like that could make a difference. But again, we depend too much on our housing prices being pushed up. Yeah. Developers over here in Willie Day have their hooks in the state government. Absolutely. Like we had Colin Barnett, Sadlier, like we had we have property developers in office in Western Australia. Like, how does that make sense? You can be a property developer and hold a seat in state government in this state, and that's not seen as a conflict of interest. And then you have developments like at Atwell, where they built houses half an hour away from, like, with all of this empty land in between, ready for development later, but they built further away first, so that if you wanted a home, you had to build out in Atwell, and then they started doing infill, because then the prices progressively got more and more expensive. But they were all like, developers are sitting in office in our state governments, and people are saying, shouldn't we use policy to address this? The developers have their hands on the seat of power. Give up on the government. Give up on the government. Give up on the politicians. Join your local community groups. Get involved with local community groups who are trying to help this. Try and if you can, like, it doesn't have to be money, boots on the ground, supplies, like attention, whatever you can give to these local community organizations who are doing what they can locally. That is going to be the best way that you can help in this situation, honestly. We need to stop looking at our politicians to solve our problems. And honestly, this is just further proof that we don't need the state. Hello, thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. But we do. We absolutely. Why can't money go to people and not big corrupt organizations? Yeah. Why can't money go to people and not big corrupt organizations? But joining small local organizations who are on the ground doing the groundwork, like, we've got an organization here who, I'm just going to say Pivot. Don't join Pivot. Don't get involved with Pivot. They had money to try and help people who were coming out of prison who were dealing with homelessness, and the money got spent on swags, because they were just like, we'll give them a swag so they can go camp out bush. That was their big program to help people coming out of prison with housing issues. You do realize wages also determine the house prices. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We aren't paying for the cost of building. We're paying for the cost of land, as proven by the fact that buying a house out in Atwell costs just as much as buying a house in fucking Belmont, because it's not about like whatever. I'm not even getting into any of that. Again, possession is 9/10 of the law, and you can't possess the land. And so the whole like issuing of a title is to give us that right of possession. Like the land is the issue. The land is the issue. The land is what they're land banking. It doesn't cost that. And there are plenty of fucking empty houses. It wouldn't cost that much to fix them up. It's not about the cost of building. It's not about the cost of building. It's absolutely not about the cost of building. Oh, I'm so I get so frustrated with this. It's apologia. It's apologia for our government's failure to address a very real issue. Yeah, land value on my house is higher than what we paid for our house 11 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Land prices are high. And again, it's because our entire economy is backed by our overpriced mortgages. And if we pull the blanket out from under the market, like my house would fall in price by a quarter. My house would fall in value by a quarter easily. This house is so overvalued. The woman who bought this house before me paid $70,000 for it. This house isn't that old. It cost her $70,000. You cannot tell me that the cost of materials has gone up enough that I should have paid nearly $500,000 for it. Like, no. Like, no. There's not a lot of land available. What? There are thousands of empty houses that people are just land banking. People are knocking down perfectly good houses to develop and build on them so that they can get more money for them, because people value marble bench tops more than they value families having a roof over their head. Like, people are knocking down old houses in older suburbs to try and build McMansions because they can sell them for more. It's because, once again, it's because of the overinflated housing market that we are seeing these problems happening. Like, not a land in Australia, really. Yeah, I know. Source, trust me, bro. What do you mean, source, trust me, bro? You're talking about me? Like, I'll take you for a walk up the street where I live. I'll just take you for a quick walk up the street so you can see all the vacant land that they're trying to sell for the same price I bought my house for. They're trying to sell the land up the road from me for the same price that I bought my house for. Ugh. Yep, remove the capital gains discount. Remove the capital gains discount from people. Exactly. No tax incentives for anyone who's not living in their house. Sorry. Okay. We are doing bingo. We're doing bingo. Let's get on with the bingo. Oh. Where are we? I'm seeing a flow-on effect about how those factors add up to waste. If those people weren't needing to camp, there wouldn't be all those call-outs. Wouldn't be using that time and resources of yours, and you can focus more on places that are needed. Can we get your inflation rant? Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go on my inflation rant. Okay, inflation is a very new modern concept. For everybody who's confused, inflation isn't a naturally occurring feature of the market. Inflation really hasn't been a thing. Even if you look historically, like authors who were writing in the early 1800s wrote as though incomes were stable. If someone was getting $10,000 a year now, they would be getting $10,000 a year in 10 years' time. Incomes, wages, prices were stable. This idea of inflation, about being able to pump up prices, didn't really happen until we started with this whole globalization, interconnected markets. Then we started like competing with others. Then we started trying to pay people to invest in us over other options. Then we start like propping up prices to try and get more and more money. So what the companies now are doing is, rather than trying to compete for business because they've got a better product, or that they're homegrown, they've got a different point of difference. Instead, what they do now is just try and focus on getting as much money out of the consumer as they possibly can by working with their competition. So I made this point before. What does it matter if you're in a market? Okay, let's say you're Coles and Woolies, and between the two of you, you've got 60% market share, and your competition decides to rise the price of milk. What are you going to do? Know that half of the people in the country don't have any other option but you or your competition, and they've just decided that they're going to get an extra $10,000 a year by $10 million a year by upping the price of milk slightly. What are you going to do in response if you know that you have the other half of the market share? No, inflation has not been a thing since money was invented, not in the way that we use it today, not in the way it's conceptualized today. Read Blakely, read Piketty, read Chomsky, read any single political historian, and they will be able to tell you the idea of inflation, the idea of bread being $1 one day and $3 a week later is so foreign historically speaking. It doesn't make any sense that we can be sitting here going, do you remember when cheese was $7 a block and now it's 14? Wasn't that only 12 months ago? That is unheard of historically, except in cases of like Weimar Germany. Seriously. The reason that this inflation was such a huge deal when it first propped up after the Industrial Revolution is because it was so unheard of. It was like unfathomable before then. Yeah, exactly. Market concentration leads to higher rates of inflation. And the more concentrated the market gets, the more we see price being the major dominant factor that they choose to change, because they want whatever excuses they want to use about market forces, about the cost of goods, about rising costs in other areas. Petrol went down in price and it still kept going up at the pumps. And they're using the cost of petrol as an excuse for why bread's costing us so much at Coles. Like, I know I sound tapped when I say this to you, but like, you don't need a conspiracy when interests converge. They have worked out that we have no other options. We have to keep giving them our money. We've set up our entire system in such a way that we have to get in our car in the morning to drive to work, to earn $20, to go to the store, to buy dinner, to go home, to feed our kids, so we can get up in the morning and drive to work and put $20 petrol in our car so that we can go and earn another $20 so we can go to the shop and we can buy. They've worked out that we are stuck on this hamster wheel and there's nothing we can do to get off. And so all they have to do is keep charging us more and more and more and more, and their profits keep going up and up and up and up because we don't have any way out of the system. Exactly. They are reporting record profits, and they have been for the last 2 years. They've been reporting record profits for the last 2 years, and you all keep going on about inflation like it's a real thing, like it's not completely fucking made up by the guys who own everything to get more out of us, to suck more of that excess labor. Now, this is as well what Marx was talking about when he talked about capital being the snake that owed its own tail, because as we see less and less people being employed in these industries, they have less and less of that excess labor. They have less and less of the wages that they can push down upon to extract more wealth out of us. And so they go the opposite end. They go the profit end. And we start seeing shrinkflation. We start paying more for less. So a packet of 100-gram crisps that used to cost you $7, it's now going to cost you $8 for a pack of 50-gram crisps. So you're paying a little bit more for less. And you start seeing that happen. And then the prices start going up. So you've got shrinkflation, you've got greedflation. Inflation isn't fucking real. It's not fucking real. Like, we're going to get to the point eventually where Coles are going to offer their workers, they're going to offer them vouchers so they can go and get their groceries at the end of their shift instead of a paycheck. And everyone's going to go, oh, well, that's a nice thing to do for their workers, instead of recognizing that we've just slipped straight back into slave towns like they had, like the Grapes of Wrath. Sonora Bab, whose names are unknown. Read a book. Yeah, exactly. It should be at the point where the government intervene and go, no, you can't do this. There's a cap on profits, on prices, like market cap profits on things, but they get their funding from the political campaign for the same people who are sponsoring them, so they're not going to. And the other thing as well, a cup of coffee. Do you know how much it costs your local cafe to produce a cup of coffee? It costs your local cafe, who is selling you a cup of coffee at about $5, it costs them about $9 to make a cup of coffee, because of the pressures that are being put on them by people like Coles and Woolworths. We pay so much for meat because Macca's is paying 8 cents a patty. And so that cost that they're losing when they sell their meat to Macca's is being passed on to us. Baristas like they are selling their coffee at a loss in order to try and get you in there so they can make money in other ways to try and make profits, because Macca's are selling coffees at $4 a pop, and so they can't afford to put their prices up, even though they can't afford to sell their coffee at those prices. Like market, the control of the market concentration is killing independent business, and it is killing our options. Oh my gosh. Okay. Inflation is not caused by supply shock. Again, petrol per barrel went down, but we're still paying over $2.20 for it at the Bowser. Do you know why? Because we got used to paying more for it, and so now they're just going to keep charging us more for it. Inflation is not about market shocks. It's not about supply shocks. Absolutely, it's not. That's when we switch over to another product. Historically, if there weren't avocados, rather than paying $50 for an avocado, you just bought pears instead. Like, they feed us this bullshit. They feed us this bullshit in order to get us to swallow the lie that it's natural for us to continually be costing more and struggling more every year. Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. Oh, but you don't put oil in your tank. Are you serious? I'm just assume that your inflation is not caused by supply shock. Once you finish your economics degree, you'll realize that is not the case. Oh my God. Econ 101. Econ 101 should have taught you a lot more. Inflation is not caused by, no. Inflation is caused, as proven by many peer-reviewed research studies that have been done, particularly over the last 5 years, are specifically being caused. If we don't have workers, what other product do we switch to exactly? This is the point. They're switching to not having those workers. This is what I'm saying by Marx, talking about it being the snake that ate its own tail. We're not employing people anymore. We're employing computers. We're employing one person to do the work of 5. We are employing fewer and fewer people. And so because we are not able to extract as much surplus value from the workforce, because we have a smaller workforce now, instead we are extracting that value at the other end, at the checkout, through increasing people's, because they've got such a strong hold on the market that they can. Harvard Business does not disagree with me, because that's where I'm getting my information from. Also, anyone who has a business degree, like business econ is astrology for commerce bros. If you did a business econ degree instead of a political science philosophy economics degree, you didn't get a real economics degree, and I'm really sorry that you wasted your money. That's really hard for you. Like you studied astrology for commerce bros, and it's going to be as useful to your life as reading your star chart and your horoscope will be. And hey, I know there are people out there who live by their horoscopes, not judging at all. But you don't get to choose how to run a country using the horoscope. So that's fine. Like, go for gold. But if you want to try and tell me that we should be running a country based on your Econ Commerce 101 business degree, like I'm going to pull out my star sign and start telling you we should use that instead, because it's proven far more reliable than your Econ degree. Like any economist talking today, any economist speaking on this issue today is pointing out greedflation and shrinkflation as the 2 biggest causes of inflation. There is no supply shock. You're full of shit. You're full of absolute shit. Yes, let's talk about astrology. Business economics is astrology for commerce bros. How would you reduce inflation? Is deflation dangerous? Price caps. Get rid of the whole profit motive. Get rid of the capitalist profit motive. Profit as a motive, it does not produce good services. Profit as a motive means that places like McDonald's aren't making food. They're there to make profit. So it doesn't matter how shit the food is. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter how bad their workplace practices are. It doesn't matter how terrible they are to their employees. They are there to make money. So as long as they make money, they're doing their job. They're not there to provide a service. They're there to make money. If we take out the money, the profit driver incentive, suddenly the motive is to provide services. And suddenly we actually have service provision. Dude. And how much has the cost gone up for medical, like for masks, for medical devices? Once the greedflation stopped, the price gouging of trying to get people, like Cheese did not go from $7 to $14 a kilo in the space of 6 months because of supply shocks. They get their milk from fucking Harvey up the road. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Sorry. Yeah, how was that eclipse during a Mercury retrograde? Absolutely. It is. It's about the money, not the humans. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely it is. A service needs to make money in order to maintain a service. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You do not need profit in order to maintain a service. You do not need profit in order to maintain a service. Profit is operating costs, less the cost of doing business, less your employees' salaries. Like, what you're left over with, the profit, is all the things you're left over with after you've paid to run your business and pay out wages. And profit, the extra, is theft. Profit is theft. All profit is theft. You do not need a profit motive. All profit is theft. If you're going to call squatters thieves, everyone who is operating a business on a profit motive is a thief. Why are you so angry? Because I've stood in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. in the pouring rain, holding a tent over the head of my 2 sleeping babies so that they could get a good night's sleep so they wouldn't be too tired for school the next morning, while listening to people on the radio saying how I just need to pull myself up my bootstraps and I needed to try harder. All while I was working 2 jobs. Like, that's why I'm so fucking angry. I'm angry because of all the work I had to do to get to this point of safety and security is now also being experienced by thousands of others around this country, all while we have people on the television laughing at the idea that there are people squatting in homes without access to power, and that there are people who are dying on the street because they don't have access to power. Without profit, how does a business expand without going into debt? Profit is all of your operating costs, including reinvestment into the profit is money that you make, less all your property costs, less all of your operating costs, including any reinvestment you want to do into your business. If you don't even understand what profit is, don't argue with me about whether profit is ethical or not. All profit is theft. All profit is theft. All profit is theft. If you don't understand what profit is, yeah, exactly. Why are you so angry? I don't know. Extreme poverty is on the rise. Why aren't you angry? Exactly. You should be more angry. The fact that you're not more angry actually disgusts me a little bit. Profit is surplus. Exactly. Yeah, kids aren't always, if you don't get that. I had a house when I had my kids. I didn't have kids while I was homeless. I had a home when I made the decision to have children. So if you work, that profit is theft. My wage isn't profit. Don't get into an argument with someone about basic economics when you don't even understand what profit is. Like, the owner of the business takes all the risk. So about those JWs, yeah, let's get back onto this JW, because I can't argue with anymore with people being like, once again, small business owners are selling their cups of coffee at half price in order to try and compete with McDonald's. If you're worried about small businesses, you should be trying to get rid of the profit motive as well, because McDonald's are in the business of making profit and they are driving small businesses out of business. If you actually want businesses, instead of focusing on profit, we should be saying we want businesses to survive, and so we need to get rid of the profit motive, because the profit motive is why people will invest in buying a Macca's instead of opening a small business, because they can buy burgers for 8 cents a patty, sell them for $2 a burger, and make $1.5 million a year without ever leaving their fucking bed. So people aren't taking risks. They're buying into things like McDonald's or Woolworths because they know that they're guaranteed to make money, rather than investing in a small mom and pop business, rather than trying to open a small cafe. Most small cafes that you go into are owned by Woolies and Coles anyway. Like, when you talk about small business owners, the ones who are actually like working hard in small businesses, they also want to see the profit motive disappear so they have a chance of competing with the likes of Macca's. Seriously. Yeah, Macca's coffee does suck. But they can't, exactly. Cafes, it costs a local cafe $9 a cup of coffee. And they have to sell them for $4 to $5 a cup of coffee because they can't compete with Macca's shit coffee. Is it libertarian Marxism or Western Marxism you want? I'm all for anarcho-Marxism. I have said this before. I'm an anarchist communist, which is why I'm telling people as well, if you want a solution to these problems, go to your local community. Connect with your local community, find out what community groups are doing work in your local area, support those groups, work outside the boundaries of the legislation, work outside the boundaries of the law, find abandoned homes and help people get into them. Like, bro, no coffee is worth $9. No, but that is how much it costs your cafe to make you a cup of coffee. Exactly. The average consumer doesn't care for small business, but they preach it 24/7. If you actually cared about small business, you would be wanting to dismantle the profit motive as well. Small businesses don't make profit. They don't make profit. They make enough to pay their owners a wage. They're not out there rolling in profit. It's just, it does actually. Yep. Buy local, shoplift corporate. Okay. So yeah, exactly. I care. Exactly. No one's going to help you, but you have is no one is going to help you if you fail. This is the problem that we have in a profit-driven community. Because profit is the motive, you think that no one's going to help you if you fail unless you've got money to pay them. I can tell you right now, I have sat on this live stream telling my mates how I didn't have enough money to put new tires on my car. And so I, couldn't drive my kid up to Perth for their medical appointments because I didn't have new tires on my car. And next minute, the community got me new tires on my car. Like, when you are actually invested in your community and you are giving to your community gives back 1,000-fold, 1,000-fold. Because they understand, like, when you are in a community and you are you value that community and that community values your contribution as well, you don't just see each other in terms of dollars and cents and what you can provide. You see what people are able to provide just by their very existence. The camaraderie, the friendship, the encouragement, like, just being able to be there for each other. Like, we wouldn't need therapists if we had more community. Seriously. Hot take. Hot take. They're more than investors, they're than employees. Absolutely. And that's the problem as well, is that too many of the industries we have set up, because we have set it up as the profit motive being the number one motive, most people can't even see another way anymore. Despite the fact that, like, again, growing up in a community that has those Indigenous values. Why are you doing this to me? Growing up in a community with those Indigenous values, yes, I tell you what. Love community, but we'll always need therapists. I mean, we definitely, while we're living under capitalism, we always need therapists. Absolutely, don't get me wrong. But one of the big reasons people need therapy is because of the lack of community. We're so alone. We're so alone and we're so isolated. And capitalism does that to us, because the more that it's silent, like, if you think about back in the day, the way we used to do our washing, for example, people go, oh yeah, but what would you do without the washing machine? If we didn't have a washing machine, I would do what was done historically. I would get together with my local friends, with the aunties, with the other mums in my community. I would gather my washing together. We would go down to the river as we used to back in the day with our washer boards and our soap. We would get together and we'd spend the day down there washing our clothes, chatting, hanging them on the line. That's what I would do if we didn't have washing machines. I would have an outlet for another type of community, because that's what we used to have before. We've traded community for convenience. And then when we don't have what we need, because community provides a lot more than capitalism ever can, we go, well, we need to figure out a way to monetize it in order to be able to get people to do it. In order to get people to be able to come and help you to do the things you need done, we have to figure out a way to be able to pay them to do it, rather than that being something that people are just willing to do for one another. Like, one of the big things that we worked on was getting like a what do you call it? Lawnmower lending library. And once we had the lawn mowing lending library, so many of the young boys in community were going around and getting the lawnmowers and going around and doing their aunties and doing their mates' lawns, because it was fun. It became a fun thing for them to do, to go and grab the lawnmowers and go and mow auntie's lawn. Like, there is no problem with overgrown lawn in the community now, because we started a system where people can access the tools they need and provide people the ability and teaching them how to use it. And like, they've gone gangbusters, proving how wonderful they can fucking do it. How do they sell it? Because they're hoping to get you in with the price of food. They're hoping to get you in with other stuff. They sell a coffee as a means to get you in to buy other things. How many communist countries have succeeded? A ballpark figure will be fine. Oh, yeah. Don't you always love it when communism is completely disbanded by a CIA-operated coup? Isn't it so frustrating when the CIA comes in and decides to do a coup on your communist regime? The amount of people, the amount of countries that have successfully voted in communist regimes is in the double digits. The number of American-operated coups on those countries is the same number. Love your local tool library. Yes. I did answer the question, dude. I just answered the question. You cannot have a successful communist running country when capitalism is being held up as the be all and end all, and you have a massive capitalist country with huge amounts of wealth and power throwing its big dick energy around and dismantling other people's governments whenever they fucking feel like it. And actually, zero is not correct either. Zero is also not correct. You can find systems of communist ideology operating quite well, actually. But talking about those countries doesn't get like there are a couple of different ways that you can do it too. So which is the country? Is it no, it's not Tuva. Tuva's currently the one that we're trying that got the green light to come on board for climate refugees. We have our first climate refugees coming to Australia. How great is that? I'm Aussie. My mate owns a cafe and told me coffee is his biggest earner. Okay, that's funny. I'm going off the information that we collected as part of the inquiry that was being done into small business in regional communities, particularly because that's where I am at the moment. I'm in the regions, and we currently have small businesses closing down at an alarming rate due to operating costs. And so as part of that investigation, we were looking into what some of the major factors were. And one of the biggest factors was the fact that it costs them $9 a cup of coffee, but they have to sell it for so cheap because they can't compete with the places like Macca's. And this was sustained and it was being done. The Better Business Bureau was actually involved as well. So not much success for true democracy either. Yeah. Show me a truly operating, functioning democracy. Go on. There's a good one. And don't say Australia because I'll laugh at you. I'll fucking laugh at you. Yeah, I'm a big believer in going back to swapping skills for goods. Absolutely. Yes. I know, but I'm not swearing, so shh. And absolutely, and this is what we're doing now. This is what I'm talking about now, going back to those grassroots, going back to community, trying to find ways that you can engage with community in small ways. Because even things like, can you watch my kids after school for a few hours so I don't have to pay a daycare and I can come around on the weekend and help you build a retaining wall? Like even things like that help in any way, shape or form. Like once again, the government don't want us doing this. The powers that be don't want us to do this. They don't want us to in any way retract our resources from the market. So any way that we can do that is going to benefit our communities overall, whether it be relying on each other rather than relying on businesses. Get chickens. If you can get chickens, get chickens. If 1 in every 4 families had chickens, the egg industry would completely collapse. So little things that we can do to try and contribute to our communities in whatever way, they might not seem like a lot to us, but they have a really big flow-on effect. Why do you think regional WA is anyway like the rest of Australia? Well, like I said, regional WA makes up most of WA, and it actually is quite a large portion of all of the land of Australia. And again, similar studies have been done in Queensland and the Northern Territory, which are again quite large, sprawling parcels of land that also take up a large portion of Australia. So it's because I'm talking to the people who are doing the research and who are doing this work actively on an ongoing basis that that's why, because I'm not an idiot, because believe it or not, $9 for a cup of coffee in this economy for small businesses, especially businesses who are operating like 1 or 2 locations, is actually a very that's not actually that extreme. Do we want to punish the chicken farmers? Unfortunately, the chicken farmers have already been punished by the egg industry. This is the point. Everyone wants to turn around and say, think of the poor farmers. The farmers around here have given up on growing anything except canola because they can't, like Woolies and Coles they've literally been demolishing cherry trees, demolishing fucking orchards, planting canola because it's the only thing that they can do to make a profit. Canola, which is also called the rapeseed because it destroys the land. Once you plant canola, you can't grow anything else. I live in a fucking farming community. People talking about this shit being like, you should try going regional. You should try doing this. You should try, like, I'm out here talking to the people every day who are being directly impacted by these issues. And I'm simply repeating what all of the research and all of the conversations and all of the community engagement have, again, been telling us over and over again. I'll always pay way more for a burger, a small burger versus a McDonald's because the quality and even the service you get by buying is so much better. Exactly. And like burger joints over in, there's one burger guy over in Victoria who he's been trying to figure out a way. They're trying to do a bit of a co-op. So him and a few other local burger joints are all trying to go in together to buy their meat in bulk so that they can start reducing the prices of their goods because the cheapest burger, what he could provide was $16 with the prices he was getting. But by going in and buying the meat as part of this co-op, he could reduce that price to $12. So $4 per burger he could knock off by creating this purchasing co-op with these other small businesses. But that's the only way they're able to get their business to survive because they have to cut the prices down so much in order to compete with the big businesses. Don't have a Macca's. Well, that's good. Farmers to fridge is $10 a kilo dressed. Build community. Find a friend with chickens. Yeah. My chickens are going back in. My fence is getting fixed in next month. I've got the guy coming to help me fix my fence. Yeah. Aaron, women can do more than one thing at a time. What was he talking to people instead of keeping an eye on your kids? Talking to people instead of keeping an eye on my kids. Are you kidding me? My kids are playing with Lego instead of spending time with me. What are you talking about? I came on here to keep myself busy because my kids don't want to spend time with me. I don't want to play Lego. Do you want to play Lego now? With me? Really? Yeah, right. I'll come play Lego. I'll get off this rant and I'll come play Lego. See, that's my point. I'm sorry, what? See, that's my point. What? Go play Lego. No Lego. Maybe I will go play Lego. I'm sorry, that's your point. What? What's your point? That my kids like me? The first thing I woke up to this morning was my son waking me up asking me if he could put the television on. Like, no, tell the truth. You came online to talk to me. That's true. That's true. I came online to hang out with you, Em. That's why. You need to go spend time with your kids. Oh, it's school holidays. We're in the second week of the fucking school holidays, dude. You don't think I've spent plenty of time with my kids? That's for you. That's for fucking you. And also, as you can hear, I'm talking to my kids constantly. They're right there. I can't do more Lego. Yeah, perfect timing on the kids' part. I know. They do love me, my children. They love me to death. And I love them. Come here for a sec. Come here for a sec. Hang on, let me turn my camera off. The kids are coming out. Come here. Hello. Yeah, I can come on.
So what is G?
Oh, I was playing bingo with Emery.
You were playing bingo?
I was playing bingo with Emery, yeah.
So you play bingo on YouTube?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It's what I do when you're at school, yeah.
Why do these people enjoy why do these people enjoy watching you play bingo?
I don't know, we should ask them. Why do you guys enjoy watching me rant and play bingo? Can anyone explain that to my kids? Well, okay, old Dame loves my passions. There you go. No, you're not going to be a star. My kids are dying to get on YouTube. Tell the truth, yeah.
No.
Because it's good exercise for our brains. There you go. That's why Emery likes. People are normally so dull. See? There you go. Bingo's just a good adult game because I'm angry and your mum is angry, so it's fun. Yeah. Yeah.
These people are insane.
You only think that because you think I'm insane, though.
Yeah, That's true.
I can
How
actually
refreshing. You turn your
understand what Malachi says.
Of course, I turn my camera off. My kids are desperate to get on the internet. They so badly want their own YouTube account. Like, they keep shoving their hands in the feed trying to get on, and I'm like, no. This is why I have to do this, because they just I want to be a star. No, I love you too much to let you be famous. Go away. I love you too much. No.
You just say random things I don't understand.
I do. Yeah, well, online is random things you don't understand. That's why we've got to protect you and keep you off there.
And Mum actually can play outside with you.
Yeah, we can go outside. What are we going to do outside? What's that? Is that the bite? The Mozzie bite?
It's a flea bite.
It's not a flea bite. There's no way it's a flea bite. It's too big to be a flea bite.
Flea bite that I scratched.
It's not a flea. Well, where did you get fleas from?
Cats.
Our cats don't have fleas.
They might.
Absolutely, they do not. I treated them. Okay, no, you do not have fleas. You do not have fleas. No, kids. Okay, yeah. I am. Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to go and play outside.
You people, let my mum play with us.
They are going to. Should we go out in the garden? I want to go out in the front garden. Should we go out in the front garden?
No, back garden.
No, but we've got to go plant in the front garden.
No, I want to play.
Well, we can plant and play.
No.
You liked picking carrots.
No, I didn't. It was boring.
I was boring. It was whatever. You're so full of it. You're so full of it. Okay, all right. No, Charlie. See, this is the problem now. It's a game. It's become like a game for them. Okay. All right. All right. Out of the room. I'm gonna sign off, and then we'll go outside. No. Oh my gosh, you see how obsessed they are with being online? It's so hard keeping them off. I am going to go have a good time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate. Yeah, my kids do know what's up. They're great. I appreciate you all so much. We're going to.
Really on YouTube now.
Okay, go that way. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to come back. We're going to go have a break. We're going to go have a break until the kids get sick of me again. They act like they're not sick of me, but honestly, 5 minutes ago, they were so sick of me. And now,
Mum,
yes.
can you watch TV?
But you wanted me to get offline so you can come play with me.
You're taking forever, Charlotte.
You haven't stopped oh my gosh. You haven't stopped harassing me to get off since I told you I would, so I haven't even been able to sign off. All right, go get your clothes on. You're still in your jammies, girl. You're still in your jammies. Go get your clothes on, then we'll go outside. Come on.
But now I'm just going to read this.
All right, go get your clothes off. Go get clothes on, jammies off, clothes on.
These are the jammies. Okay. Put them on.
That needs to have your jammies.
Sorry.
Go and get your clothes on. They'll get sick of you asking to clean their room. Yeah, trust me. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? They ask me to go and live with their dad whenever I tell them to clean their room. They ask if they can go move in with dad. Don't, Malachi. Malachi, what's the rule? What's the rule?
YouTube till we're older.
Yeah, thank you. That's the rule.
Mommy,
Nah, Lego for sure. Yep. Malachi?
I need to work something.
Yep. We're going to sign off now because these kids have definitely. This is the problem as well. With anytime I remind them. Yeah, they're not my jammies. Excellent. Go get changed out of your jammies and into your clothes. Go on. All right. All right. Yeah, we've descended into chaos. Well, at least we got the bingo sheet done. We got the bingo sheet done. We got it downloaded. We got the episode that we're going to stream downloaded. Thanks for the talk, guys. Appreciate it. Love you a lot. See you next time. We'll see you all very, very soon. So what I'll do then is I'm going to have a break. We've been live for 2 hours. That feels like a good round number. I'm going to go and have a break for a couple of hours with the kids. Why do you ask to talk about stuff and then block people who disagree? That's illogical. I don't. I don't block you. I mute you so that you can listen. I'm a big fan of the mute button. Big fan of the mute button. I might be busy later. Fuck you. How dare you? How dare you be busy later? You did yesterday. I block bigots. I block people who come out and say absolutely bigoted thing. And I'm absolutely allowed to block whoever I want. But yeah, I mute people. When they're on the live and they're being assholes, I mute them so that they can listen. Absolutely. Like I muted your good friend earlier who was, you know, I didn't say anything bigoted and you weren't blocked. If you can come back, you weren't blocked. You were muted. It's different. I didn't block you or you wouldn't be able to come back. Do you not understand? Do you not understand the difference? If you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to come back here and harass me more. I muted you hoping that you would shut up and listen and learn. Yeah, it's her TikTok bug. She can do whatever she likes. That too. That too. No, you can't wear your school uniform. You've got school going back next week and it's all washed and ready to go for school.
No, listen.
Yes, it is. It's in the basket in the thing. Go and put on some other clothes. You've got lots of lovely clothes in there. Maybe busy. Okay, I'll FaceTime you later. You can't argue. What? Any remote control toys ago. They have plenty of toys, those kids. They have plenty of toys. To be honest, I think that they were happily playing, and then the minute I suggested I might, you know, do something more fun, they were like, maybe we can get mum to take us somewhere. No, we're not going anywhere. We're not leaving anywhere. Yeah, starting to understand why they got muted. Yeah. Absolutely. I wish I could mute people in real life too. You can write little messages for everyone on there and put it up if you want. Oh, yeah. You wanted to debate. Oh, you wanted to debate, and I didn't want to debate you, and so you got butthurt. Oh, I didn't ask for a debate. I never asked for a debate. I was simply explaining to you why you were wrong. And I mute people who don't know how to listen. I did, again, what's illogical? I didn't ask for a debate. There's also a camera there, don't forget. You did yesterday? Oh, where? Where? I have never asked for a debate. Oh, Didums, having a tanty. Never asked you to debate me. Asked you to shut up and listen so I could explain to you why you were wrong. Yeah. All right. I am. That's true.
Well, we're all the same.
Oh, God of rage. I don't even remember this person coming on the live yesterday, to be honest. I got a feeling they didn't even. I got a feeling they're a troll just trying to get us off topic. Yeah, Emery says I'm very sane. They just like learning. Please stop. Malachi, you did mean to, and I know that you think you're
trying to block my face back in cards.
I know you think you're being funny.
Like, what if we block our faces?
That will work, yes.
Sure, yeah. Block your face. No, this.
Maybe I muted you because you were being an argumentative asshole who wasn't listening. Because it seems highly likely given what I now know about you. Oh my God, I'd be blocking you because you're annoying. Yeah. Oh, I can't figure out why I got muted from that live I was in where all I was doing was harassing and arguing with people with no good reason. Okay, I know you're full of shit now. I know you're absolutely full of shit because here you are on here arguing for the last however long and I haven't just gone straight to muting you. So again, proof in the pudding that I never just fucking mute people. Yeah, lie to fit your narrative. Here you go, mute account. Muted for 5 minutes. You muted God of Rage for 5 minutes. Let's see if you can shut up and listen for 5 minutes and then come back and have an actually valid point. His profile says I make people cry. He wishes. He wishes. Fucking trolls. Fucking trolls. No worries. Happy to. Oh, now you can't. Sorry. Emery loves blocking people. It's like the one benefit of being a mod is being able to mute people. How good is the mute button? Oh, so good. So good. Le mute. Le mute. All right. So yeah, it sounds like he does the crying. Why you mute me? I usually do stay on until 1 o'clock. Like that's usually what I do. I'm usually on from like 10 to 1. That's usually my time frame with it. But yeah, I probably will actually log off now and go and take the kids out somewhere. Should we go do that, kiddos? They've forgotten me again. And FaceTime you. Yeah, log off. Log off before the mute expires. Log off before the mute expires just to like, yeah. Yeah, talk to you all the time. Yep. Look, all right, I'm going to wait till the kids come back in and then I'm going to sign off because they will come back in a second. If I go out there and I say to them, yeah, go out where? Exactly what they wanted. Yeah. No, but I've got to say, honestly, they're such good kids. My kids are such good kids. And so sometimes I just feel like, you know, if they're harassing me because they want something, maybe I should just go and do that thing. You know? Yeah, I'm going to go do that thing. They be playing me. Of course they be playing me. They don't even really want to go anywhere. They don't even want to go anywhere. They just want to get online. They so badly want to be online, my kids, so badly. Like when people say all the time, you know, putting and propping your kids off before they even have a chance to pick and all the rest of it. I'm just like, look, it is so hard to get my kids just to stay off the fucking internet. It's so hard to get them just to stay off the fucking internet. And it's become a bit of an issue with their dad as well because he keeps letting them. And it's gotten to the point where I've had to put my foot down and like threaten to have custody reduced if he doesn't fucking stop because he made them YouTube accounts. He made my kids YouTube accounts. Like I'm on here all the fucking time. If he doesn't realize that I know better than he does how toxic this fucking shit is. Yeah, no, I don't either. But like if I'm trying to tell him how toxic this shit is and I'm on here all the fucking time and he's not listening to me. Yeah. 90 minutes. TikTok's just told me I've been on for the magic 90 minutes. So I'm logging off. Yes, absolutely. Protect them at all costs as long as possible. Logging off, like, follow, share, subscribe, do all the things I'm supposed to ask you to do. Jump over onto the Twitch stream. Link is on my Ko-fi. If you go to my profile and click on my Ko-fi, all the links to find me everywhere else are on there. I am going to go live again later on tonight to do our JW bingo, probably at about 3 o'clock Australian Western Standard Time. So I will see you all then. Lovely people. Bye. Have fun. See you soon. See you very soon. Like, 3 hours. 3 hours. We'll be back then. 3 hours. 3 hours. Oh, yeah, I should probably end the stream here too, hey. I'm trying to figure out how to, what my phone's doing. There we go. There we go. There we go. Average watch time, 2 minutes. Excellent. Yeah, right. I don't know why. I should just FaceTime, please, and thank you. All right, what time should I FaceTime, though? What time should I FaceTime? Bye. Oh, now? I'm going now. That's the whole reason I had to get off was so I could go take them somewhere. Are you talking about so you can talk me through the computer? Oh, just with the kidlets. Yeah, okay. I'll FaceTime then. Love ya. Oh, you're back. No. I was just about to sign off for a couple of hours. I'm going to come back in 3 hours, though. I'm going to be back at 3 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time to finish off this live. Yeah, well, the only reason I logged off was really because there was this asshole in the comments on TikTok being like, you shouldn't be online. You should be out talking to your kids. And then I was like, my kids don't want to talk to me. And then they both heard me and shouted from the next room, yeah, come play Lego with us. And then they kept jumping in the camera, doing their thing, thinking that they're being funny, which is great. And I but I'm trying to stop them from actually being online. So it's also frustrating when I'm like, I'm trying to protect you people. Stop getting your faces on the internet. Anyway, let me log off, and yeah, we'll be back on at, it is funny, but it's not helping. It's funny, but it's not helping. Yeah, exactly. Funny, but not helping. So yeah, so we're going to end it here, and we're going to come back in 3 hours, and we're going to do it again. Love you guys. See you then.